Mr. Axelon said, primarily because people aren't educated on where it's used and how it's used. So just let me, rather than make a stand here and make all kinds of arguments, let me just name a few things that we have partnered through that fund, a relocation or rebuild of the Cenotaph and Coppercliff, upgrade to the Diorite Playground in Coppercliff, support of this curling club, beautification projects in Walden and Coppercliff, the Beaver Lake, numerous opportunities there that we've partnered in, a new roof, so they do have a place to meet in their community. Penange Road Center, we've partnered on projects, upgrades to the Anderson Farm building, Rock the Farm, tree lighting, etc. Great fund.
I don't usually allow myself very many comments with these things, but I will allow this comment. When I look at you mentioned a $500 million budget. To put things in perspective, we spend a lot of time on 0.01% of the budget. That's what it amounts to. So it's kind of interesting that so much has been written and discussed about that. Question. Are you for or against using municipal bonds? And we start with you, Dan.
That's a good question, and the honest answer is I'm not sure. There's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons. I've looked at the plans that put forward by some of the candidates for mayor. Logically wise, it seems like a very logical thing to do, but the possibility of going south seems to be there too. So I would say a municipal bond concept would have to be discussed by the citizens in the community, make their presentations, and see how they feel about it. Because let's face it, if we do community bonds, your people are going to buy them. Right? So let's see how comfortable you are with investing your own money in the community. And I think through engagement, you just might be. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to echo those comments, quite frankly. I mean, I don't think most people in here would understand the concept of that's been presented of municipal bonds. I'm a firm believer in the pay-as-you-go as best we can. I don't believe in financing our future and having our children pay for that. If it can be proven to me through a process that municipal bonds is the way to go and there's an advantage to the city, by all means I'd listen to that. But I don't know enough about it right now even to comment further. So is it an option? Sure, sure it's an option. Everything's an option. We'll look at that when the time comes.
Thank you.
I agree with Dan. Actually, I don't know. Because in a way, it sounds good and all that. In another way, maybe 10 years down or 20 years down or 30 years down the road, you'll all be broke. So, like you won't get anything back from your bond because the city is mismanaged. So, I mean, to be honest with you, me personally, I'd never buy a bond from the city because, are you going to get your money's worth out of it? Sorry.
Thank you. Here's an interesting one. It should be discussion. Do you have an opinion about the animal control contract dilemma the city finds itself in?
I can almost tell where this came from, but I won't identify him. He knows my opinion on it. And the animal control contract that was recently discussed now for the second time in length since I've been on council is one that the council, not only this council but the next council, has to take a serious look at. We are below the median in what we spend on our pets in our community. There's serious concern in the community about the service we're receiving for the dollars we're being asked to pay, and it needs a serious look. And at the end of the day, we may need to take it in-house. That may be the option, but it's certainly something that shouldn't be dropped with the next council.
Yeah. Actually, I've never come across that question. To be really honest with you, and I'm honest, I never came across that question. So technically, for somewhat, I don't even know what it's about. But I'll let, I'm not shy to admit that and say it, I don't know. So here, I'll pass it on to you.
Well, it's an interesting question. I wonder if some of the issues that happened with it weren't because there was so much media blitz on what was involved in that or not. I have to, once again, concur with Mr. Barbeau. Being a pet owner myself with two dogs that I just adore, I have a real problem with the service we're getting for the price we pay. But we also know that we put it out to tender, nobody else took it. So obviously this has to be investigated quite substantially before the end of this next contract to see what the heck is going on. Because we have to take care of our pets just like we do our children and our families. Thank you very much.
I just want to say I'm new at this, so, you know, city councilors and that they would already know about this guy.
Thank you. Last question from the floor. With the current council having conflict with the mayor and other councillors, how would you work together with the next council and mayor? Dan, I'm going to start with you.
Okay. All right. You know what, folks? All through this thing we keep hearing about things that happened like 8 years ago, like tickets and things like that. Let's get past it. Errors were made, mistakes were made. There's going to be a new council. There would have been 6 new faces, irregardless if there had been no more incumbents or not because of the people that left. So let's move on. Let's get into a conciliatory conversation and discussion, find out what's needed, work together, and get it done. And enough of this media malarkey. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well said, Dan. You know, there's 3 sides to every story. You know, 2 sides and the right side. I mean, did council get along extremely well the past 4 years? No, I'd be the first to admit we didn't. Did we have our struggles? Absolutely. Do I get along with people? I think most people in this room would agree. I've worked with many of you on different committees, and I think I work quite well with people. I have great tolerance. I have a good vision. I have a good attitude, and I would work with just about anybody given the opportunity. And I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. The council should work well with the mayor. And you know, I'm sorry, you know, that some people, you know, that you don't want to bring it up, but, you know, I felt really bad for Mayor Manichuk because basically, you know, the council basically tied her hands, and she probably became one of the most ineffective mayors in Sudbury. So, yeah, I think the council should work with the mayor the best that they can, and not just, you know, close themselves off and say, well, you know, just because they don't like her, or just because they think her ideas are funny or whatever, or I mean the next mayor, you know, it's wrong. And you know what? How the council treats the mayor doesn't really speak about the mayor. It speaks about council. And you know, if the mayor's ineffective, it's not really the mayor, it's council that's ineffective. And that's pretty much all I could say. I mean, you know, you have to at least try to work with the mayor. You have to try to work with each other. And you heard this tonight from everyone here, but it's the important part is not hearing it now. It's the one who's elected, will they do it when they're elected? That's the important part.
Thank you. Okay, good. So, I want to thank you, gentlemen. We're going to move to the closing remarks now. You're going to have 2 minutes to tell us why we should vote for you. Okay, and we're going to start in reverse order of how we began, just to make things fair. So, Dan, we'll start with you.
First off, thank you all for coming. This was great. I hope you found it very informative. I believe we in Sudbury, we are some of the luckiest people in the world. We live in the jewel of the north. We have the ability to do great things and to forge our future. I believe in us, and I'm asking you to believe in me by vote for me on election day. Now here in Ward 2, we have a councillor, Jacques Barbeau, who has done what he could for us. And I think if you're happy with the presentation you've had to this point, then by all means vote for him. But I'm thinking that if you vote for me, we're telling somebody Ward 2 is ready for a change. We are ready to be part of this city. We are ready to be involved in this city. We are involved to be the city. with you folks and all work together. I don't believe that any group of people, 13 people, can make the solutions and come up with the answers for every issue or possible potential benefit there could be in the city of Sudbury. But if these 13 people listen to the people they represent, I believe as a whole, we can make something incredible happen. And that's why I believe I would be the right person to vote for in this particular ward. We are city councilors, yes, but I'm also responsible to you as citizens of this community and our neighbors and families in the area. Thank you very much.
Actually, I just actually forgot the question.
Why should we vote for you?
Oh, why should we vote for me? Why should you vote for me? First of all, I think the council needs new blood, but you know, there's lots of that to go around. Second is that I'm honest. I know that a lot of people just can say that and say, you know, but you know, there's one thing about the Jews. We don't want to offend our God. So, you know, and our God, we look at it that our God is always with us no matter what, and is always guiding us and watching out for us. So, you know, and I know some of you may not be spiritual at all or anything, but for us Jews, it's a serious matter. We take that very seriously. To be there for people and be that, but also to you know, because we represent, we are the representation of our God. Like he represents himself through us. And that's what our Judaic faith believes. And so, you know, yes, I want to be honest. I want to be truthful. I want to be open with the people. And you know, I find those are good qualities, if not any. They're the best qualities, you know, for electing me. But then, you know, like I said, anyone can say that. It's basically who you trust. Oh, yes, thank you for the yellow flag. That means I got more time. Also, like, you know, I like to do work for the community. I like to, you know, go forward and help each person. And like I said, I'm there for the little guy. I'm not there for big business. You know, I mean, like, you know, sure, maybe some of them do need a break or not, but you know, I'm there for the little guy. That's what I said to you in the very beginning. You know, I go help out the farmers. I go help someone bring wood out of the bush. I go, you know, it's this little guy. Oh, no, thank you.
I will read from my brochure quickly, then a little few explanations. My promise to you, my promise is no different today than it was in 2006. I will continue to work hard for you at City Hall and in our community, supporting the needs of our residents. I will respect the needs of Ward 2, but I will also respect the needs of the entire city by making strong, well thought out decisions that address the interests of all citizens to the best of my ability. I will continue to be honest and open and help you in any way I can, if I can. I will not make promises simply to be elected, as there are certain realities due to budgets and other determining factors that just do not make that possible. In 2006, I went door to door with a relatively strong team of individuals, family and friends and whatnot, searching to be elected, and succeeded. My promise then, as I said, is no different today. I do what I can. I work hard every day for the residents of this ward. What's interesting this time around is that I've had a number of people, a very strong group of people that have come forward to help me out. I think, and the quality of people, not people that are self-interest, looking for one thing in their ward. They've come out to help me. Go door to door, and they're quality people in our community. You'll meet them when you're at your door. They're volunteers. They're people that care about our community, as I do. One thing you'll know about me is I don't blow smoke up anybody's butt. I tell it like it is, as best I can. I don't sugarcoat it, and if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. I will not make a promise simply to be elected. That's not me. As I said, I'll continue to work. I'll be honest. I have lots of accomplishments, and I certainly enjoyed representing the people of Ward 2. It's been an absolute pleasure. Whatever the outcome is, October 27th has been a pleasure, and those are things that you can't take away. So thank you very much, and please consider me for the election to be re-elected for the third term, October 27th.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank everyone. Thank you very much, candidates. Thank you very much for the answers. Thank you for participating and being here. And thank you very much for letting your name stand, because it's not an easy thing to do. I've done it a couple of times, and you knock on a lot of doors, you talk to an awful lot of people, and you have to answer a lot of questions, and you have to come to these things too. This is great because councillors don't usually get a chance to get up and speak in front of people. And thank you very much for the Taxpayers Association for doing this, because this is fantastic. I hope you guys appreciate it. There are some upcoming events that you should know about. The October 9th, the CARP Older Adults Center, that's the Canadian Association of Retired People, that are having a group in the afternoon. October 19th is a 16th is a downtown association. That's just for the downtown business. That's just, these are mayoralty races. The Chamber of Commerce debate is the 13th or 15th? The 15th, October 15th. And that's a debate. That can be a lot of fun as well. So participate. I'm really happy to see a number of people here. The participation of these has been unbelievable. I thought we'd just have a few people. This is great. So thank you very, very much. Turn it over to you, Mike.
Excellent. If the candidates speaking, you guys are class. I mean, you know, for coming out, it's all about you guys. So you give me that in.
That's point two.
Oh, okay. Way to be ahead of
And point one was to thank Jerry, the moderator. Again, Jerry did a fantastic job. I think part of the reason we're getting such good turnout is we've had some very good moderators, and I think the word's getting out that it's an entertainment event as well. So anyway, I do want to thank you for coming out as well, but also the candidates. It is a pretty big deal to put your name forward. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of commitment, and it's for some out of their comfort zone. So I think that's great that we have the engagement. I think a little part of that is the GSTA as well. We've been advertising this. We've been promoting an informed voter. So part of the reason we're doing this and advertising this is for you to come out and get informed as best you can to make the best decisions for the city. So on that too, and I'm not trying to thank ourselves.